They wanted me to abort the baby, and I wouldn't. And so we went through brain surgery together. If you see a brain scan, there's a little brain, there's a gray spot in the middle. And that's called the quadrigeminal plate cistern. Mine is attached to that, which makes it completely inoperable. Brain surgery caused the whole right side of my body to go completely numb. So I had no feeling with labor. I had nothing. So when Maggie was born, they wanted to do radiation, which they did do. So they radiated me here, 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 and here, 37 days in a row. And if the machine was broken down, it went longer, the radiation. That was every day. And in conjunction, it was chemotherapy as well. And we went on for months and months and months. Then since that didn't work, they gave me a colorectal treatment in conjunction with dexamethasone, which my husband calls megadethazone. So 4 milligrams of that 4 times a day. And that made me balloon up, huge, lots of water weight to like 165 pounds. My ears were ringing all the time, and my teeth were falling out because of the radiation, and then I couldn't eat. And with the brain cancer, they wanted to treat me with pain, anxiety, sleep. So they prescribed me every possible narcotic that's out there, any benzodiazepines, all of it. The highest doses. They were just handing out the drugs. Percocet, Percodan, morphine, liquid morphine, morphine sulfate, Ativan, Xanax, anti-convulsive medicines. And then seizure medicine. Because the drugs made me have seizures, and they put me on seizure medicine because I was having like 3 seizures a day. And so because of the medicine. So I had like 15 benzos. I have a lot to say about all those narcotics. It made me forget. And then I thought my family was trying to kill me. And then I was hallucinating. And I was living in some sort of hell. I was seeing things that weren't there. And honestly, I thought my family was trying to kill me. Because pain is real. And, pain I know made me crazy. I remember thrashing around and screaming on the floor because the pain medicine had given me so much, the narcotics had given me so much pain. And I remember that, just screaming and sweating and crying and gnashing my teeth. And it was just awful. So I'd go for the non-narcotics all the way. I had a wheelchair for like 8 years. I couldn't think. I didn't hardly even know where I was. She was the little angel that came by me several times. She was growing up all through her 14 and a half years. She always knew when I was going to die, and she'd always come to me and she'd rub my face and go, "Mommy, come back. Mommy, come back." When she was not even 2 years old, she would crawl in bed with me and ask me, "Come back, Mommy." I couldn't talk. I couldn't eat. I dropped down to like 85 pounds, maybe 87. And I'm holding out at like 110, 119 right now. I remember I couldn't walk, and I know that I could hardly get around. And then I remember I wasn't a part of things anymore. And I knew my family was downstairs and I was upstairs. I've been in a couple of nursing homes where I shared a room, but then I went on hospice for like 9 years. Every hospice, I think in the San Diego County area, any possible hospice. And then they say you're not dying quick enough, and kick me off and be put on another hospice with another packet, another nurse coming in. I was gonna die. I was on my way out.
There was times where like in my heart, I would be like looking at her on the bed, and it's just like, it's like really sad. Like it like breaks my heart to even like remember it, but she's just completely pale, like on the bed, and just completely unconscious and like unaware of everything that's going on. And she's just like on her little oxygen tubes, and it was just really sad. It was like at any moment like she could just go, and then at times like I could imagine like that she wanted to go because of how much like excruciating pain she was in like on a day-to-day basis, but she really loved her family, and that was her biggest breakthrough.
So I go to church on Sunday. Dr. Humiston is there, and he says, "Well, I don't think you should wait 3 months or whatever. You need to come to the lab tomorrow." I can't know how to thank him enough for saving me. Didn't want to cry on camera.
It's okay.
I'm just so glad to be alive. So I started like February 1st last year, 2018. Well, the neuro recovery saved my life, pretty much. I mean, I couldn't. How do you get out of 15 years of drug use, you know, because of your doctors? 15, you know, how could you get out of that situation other than neuro recovery? There isn't. You would die from it.
So when I took her there and she started her treatments, I would take her there and I would physically have to take her to the bathroom and everything. I was carrying her. After the first day or so, we just had her in diapers pretty much after that. By day 3, you could see actually there was a change, but she was a little more there. And when she talked on that, when she looks at that now, she's horrified to look like that. That was really it. Like, oh, that was on your good day. We were improving. And then on day 6, there was a good log. And then through that, it was really the mental fluidity that was coming back first that I was noticing.
And I'd sit there for 8 hours and go through whatever I had to go through in that 8 hours. I became so grateful when I could wear cotton underwear. I have to praise the Lord. I'm so glad I'm not in diapers.
There was a lot of times, even when she was going through the treatments, when I saw her coming back, I was just crying because just some of the things I was seeing where I could talk to her. And she realized things. It was helpful when she could realize just, I don't know, I guess just some of this stuff that I had done. But it was within the first few weeks when I was seeing that already.
I started feeling better after 4 weeks of it or so. And he said, oh, you've got a long, long way to go. You got a year out. I was like, oh, a year comes around. And I'm like, feeling pretty good. He said, you got another year. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I've got another year still. I'm going to be feeling really good then. After the 3rd week in January, I was just shining. I'm like, wow, I didn't know that was going to make it so I could start sleeping through the night. Like a baby. The 4th week, I was like, wow, I have it made. This is so cool. And it also was very vital in me dropping Ativan, which is highly addictive. And I understand why people have it when they have a lot of anxiety. And I was able to kick that too, which in my situation would be, or anybody's, is a hard thing to do, is just to drop one of those. So I'm clear of them, totally clear. That's what the neuro recovery. So now I'm all completely clear of it. I can't imagine what neuro recovery is going to do now that I'm completely fine to drive and go and do what I want. My husband's like, you can drive to San Diego without navigation. I'm like, yeah, and safely too. Living life without all that stuff, it's so amazing. I couldn't imagine life to be even happier and better, at coming on 50 years old. I thought that's when you start breaking down.
I never knew my mom when she wasn't sick. She was diagnosed when she was pregnant with me. So it was a miracle that I lived, but I never really got to meet my mom healthy without cancer until the treatments. So it's a lot better to have her being more functional in my life.
Well, her not being in my life for a long time, I've noticed it's changed the person who I am. And as she's come back, it's actually really helped me a lot as a person. And I think it's gonna help me a lot in the future, be able to deal with just things. And I'm just really glad that she's back.
It was like a shock too. I mean, I wasn't really like living at the house for like 10 months. It was her. That's the reason why I came back, is because she was getting better. Honestly, that is why I did come back. I was like, oh, well, I mean, it's really cool like that she's getting better, and I really hadn't had that experience with her before, and like, you know, I'm already gonna move out sometime, so.
What is it like getting to spend time with your kids again?
I live on it, just gave me chills. I cannot go to bed at night until 11, till the last child is asleep and they're teenagers. They said, "You're the coolest mom. All my friends think you're just so awesome. We love you so much." I'm like, it just lights my fire to be able to be a part of their life, you know? My kids are just going, "Wow, Mom, you're skateboarding now? Give me your board. Oh, your trucks are too loose. I need to be on the tight trucks because then I can balance better." Oh, I did it. But they're seeing things happening and they're going, "Come again? My mom's back." It's exciting because I wanted my life back. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh!
No, looking at going. Oh!
Woo, I learned it from
That's
you.
a new one.
That was a
Do you think we can make it up, please?
one.
Oh, we made it.
One. Woo! Woo! Couldn't stay on it a month ago, but with his help, I can do anything.
What was the moment that was like the biggest wow moment for you?
Her driving. she never drove. I was never in the car with her till like last year. Like seeing her drive. It was so weird. Being like picked up from from school by my mom was so weird. Having her drive me places, like.
You remember whenever she would come to Liberty Elementary with
she used to walk to
popsicles?
school and bring us Otter Pops in elementary school and take us to the pool.
And that was a long walk.
Yeah.
I couldn't drive.
No,
Yeah, I
it's
think driving was definitely like the biggest wow.
And now I'm glad I went through it because now I can help people who've been hopeless, who are going to die, who don't know that there's another side of life off of drugs, that there's another solution for pain, that there's another way to do it. I want to tell the world there's hope. You can do it. I would want them to consider the more holistic approach to pain treatment, to cancer treatment, to just more holistic things, because your body is a holistic thing. It's going to accept the holistic things better. I wish all the doctors knew about how to do neuro recovery, about how to detox. I would like them to know that the narcotics aren't the way for long-term